Hey everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Lead Gadget in the ATM. Today is Thursday, May 12th, and this is the Q&A webinar. I don't see many questions yet. It doesn't look like a whole lot of people RSVP'd, so I'll answer whatever questions are on the events page. If you have any questions, guys, post them right on the events page, and we'll roll through whatever's there. Update to what I announced last week. I'm working on developing training for I already developed training for how to train virtual assistants to build sites. Well, now I'm working on developing a system for training a team leader, so somebody that can manage the ATM site builds. So there's a two-step procedure. Number one is to train virtual assistant how to actually build the sites. So they're the workers, right? Then there's the management training, which is so that you can train somebody to actually lead the team and gather campaign, generate campaign or project details, buy domains, assign the name servers within the domain registrar, collect the keywords, create site titles, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm working on now, training somebody. And we actually started using, I know I told you guys before that I use Trello for my working procedures. So first, what I'll do is record a training video of whatever it is that I want to teach somebody how to do, whatever task I want to teach them how to do. So record a training video with me narrating how to do it, right? Then I actually document the process in a written step-by-step, it's a Google Doc is usually what I use. And then I'll write out the video, the exact steps that I performed in the video, but I'll type it out in like a bullet form. So it's like an outline, but it's a step-by-step procedure, written procedure of the task that I wanted completed. Then we transfer that into Trello, or transcribe it into Trello, and that's what we assign to somebody when we're trying to teach them a new task, is we assign them a Trello board. Well, that works beautifully. However, Trello is great for tasks and teaching how to, and putting working procedures, which are tasks, into what are called boards, but they're not, Trello isn't real good, in my opinion, for higher level, like groups of tasks and like project management. It's good for task management, but not so much for project management. At least that's my opinion. Well, for the last few weeks, I've been looking for a project management application that would work well for what I'm trying to do with teaching a new manager. And I came across one that's really, really cool that I've been using now I just started working with it earlier this week, and I found that it's a lot like Trello, which is probably why I like it, but it's more robust in that it's designed more for project management instead of just task management. And it's called Flow, F-L-O-W. The web address is getflow.com. I'll show you guys the inside of this. Let me pull this over here for a minute. You grab the screen. All right, so this is the inside of that app. It's called the web address is getflow.com, and you can sign up there for a free trial. It is a paid service, but you can sign up for a free trial. And guys, don't worry, I'll be sharing more of this as I develop it out. I'm going to create a full-on training program for teaching, training virtual assistants and training team manager. It's going to be basically an agency, a Lead Gadget or ATM site building agency training program. So you can literally create an agency with a bunch of builders and a project manager or a team leader. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. It's going to take me, probably 8 to 12 weeks to complete it all, because it's a lot to do. But I am going to be working on that. That will be an upgrade. That is not, I'm not giving that away for free. So just so you guys know, but I will be sharing some tidbits along the way, but this is one of them. So you guys know, I don't, for some of you may not know this, but if you haven't, go back and watch some of the previous webinars that we've done. I've talked about outsourcing and how to train outsourcers. I manage 26, I think, outsourcers in total now. So I've gotten a pretty good system down for how to train, hire and train outsourcers. Although what has been lacking is the project management side of it. That's still something that I've done most of myself, but now I'm starting to put project managers or team leaders into place so that that can actually reduce my management workload. And so that's what I'm working on now. So I hired this virtual assistant named Hazel, who's turning out to be really well. She's the team leader now. She's actually managing up or heading up the ATM building team, which is just 2 builders at the moment, but we want to be able to scale that very, very quickly. Once I get the manager in place and trained, then I'm going to start scaling the builders out and, adding more and more builders to the team and really ramp this up and give it like an industrial strength, industrial size team. But that said, this is very much like Trello here in that there are a couple different ways inside of Flow that you can show tasks. And the hierarchy here is they have what's called workspaces, which would be like teams or organizations or a big project. In other words, like a service. It could be whatever. A workspace is the highest level group, I guess you should say. And then just below workspaces are projects. So you can see projects here. And that's actually what we're in the ATM site building workspace. These are the projects over here. Then underneath projects are tasks, but you can also group tasks together in what they call sections. And once you start creating these, it's pretty cool because you can set up what's called the view. Under the view drop down here, it's called Kanban, Kanban. I think by default it goes in list view like this, but I like to switch it to the Kanban because now I can set up lists like what we do in Trello. So there's to do, and you can just drag one over to doing, and then there's done, and then there's a needs attention list. So when I assign tasks to my virtual assistant, in this case the team manager, she drags the card that she's working on, which is essentially a task, over to doing. When she's done with it, she'll drag it to done. If she runs into any issues, she drags it to needs attention and drops it in there, and I'm notified that the activity, so I can see if something is dropped into the needs attention list, which means she needs help, and I can go log into this this workspace, this project, and take a look at where she stopped within that task process. And I can see, and plus there's a communication app in here, so you can, a chat app inside of here and everything. So it can all be housed within this one dashboard, which is really cool. And it integrates with Google Drive and Dropbox and a bunch of stuff. So, and what's really cool is there's also, it can integrate with another third-party application called Harvest. And Harvest is a time tracking software. So I haven't implemented that yet. As a matter of fact, we haven't even implemented our builders, integrated our builders into this yet. This is right now, I've only got it set up for her as a manager. And once I develop this out, we're going to start pulling in the builder training into here and the processes, the working procedures that we developed for them. And then we're going to integrate the Harvest app, which is a time tracking app, so that the builders will have to track their time, which is very, very important, because then we can really identify those that are working efficiently and those that are not. And it holds them accountable when they have that time tracking. And what's cool is it'll actually, you can actually generate reports that will show like the amount of time spent on each task, because the time tracking will actually track each task within a project and that kind of thing. So you can really get an understanding of like what needs to be worked on to improve efficiency. You can identify if some of the builders are slower with some processes than others and figure out why and help them to become more efficient. So I'm really excited about this app, guys. I just started working with it earlier this week, but let me just give you an example. I've got her right now doing campaign research, because this is something that I had been doing and assigning projects to my builders. Whenever I've completed I'd go research like a new ring partner campaign, for example. I do all the keyword research. I determine which the site titles were going to be. Then I go purchase the domains, and I'd have to point the domain name servers to the Cloudflare account. And I would do all that myself. And I've been doing that for several months now since I've been working with the ATM builders. Well, they've gotten to the point where they're building so fast that I've been spending like an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours a day, just generating campaign details for them. And so I got really, really bogged down with just staying ahead of the builders because they've become so efficient now. And so that's why I decided to put Hazel in place as the team manager and start training her to generate the campaign details and then assign projects. So that's what I've been working on this week. And this is like, for example, if I click on this task, you can see it opens up over here on the right side. And there's these subtasks. Any notes or files that I want to add to the particular task are up here. Again, it will integrate with, like if I click on edit, you'll see that I can integrate with Dropbox. I can actually upload files. It'll integrate with Google Drive. I can put links and stuff in here, whatever I want to add to here. I can assign it to somebody. I can subscribe to the board, which since I created the task, I'm already automatically subscribed to it, which means I'll get notifications. You can set due dates. And then these are subtasks, which are like in Trello, they're just like checklists. Somebody goes, like as they're walking their way through the task, they check these off. And this is where it's important if somebody runs into an issue, like this would be over in the doing section. And so have the task open, be clicking these check boxes as she completes each one of those steps within the task. If she runs into problems, let's say she gets to this point and stops, she'd drag this over to needs attention and drop it in, and I would be notified, and I could come take a look at this, open it up and see exactly where she stopped and say, okay, she's having an issue right here. Besides that, they can comment. And so when she drags it over to needs attention, she can say, hey, I'm unable to complete this step because of blah, blah, blah. And then when I come take a look at it, I can help her to resolve that issue. And so this is really, really cool how this Flow app is very much like Trello, which I'm glad, because I've been using Trello now for 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years. So I've become very familiar with it. Here's another one. You can see I got some tasks over here. And then this is the big one. This is to actually purchase domains. And so I've got some training up here. I've got some information on login details for the different Namecheap accounts. And then you can see I've got my checklist down here that she has to go through. And so I'm just sharing this with you guys because those of you that haven't started outsourcing yet, I want to, hopefully provide you guys some guidance on ways to reduce the time that it takes to train and manage virtual assistants, because it is certainly a learning curve that they have to go through, number one, but you as an employer have to go through. And I'm trying to streamline as much as possible. And I found that this Flow app seems like it's going to be something that we're going to use a lot of. So I actually just purchased it, subscribed to it for up to 10 team members. Right now we've got 4 people assigned into it. So anyways, hopefully that was helpful, guys. Like I said, I'll be sharing a little bit of stuff like this every week because I'm really I'm neck deep right now in all of this stuff, developing working procedures. I'm trying to get this agency training program put together as soon as possible. Again, it's probably going to be between 8 to 12 weeks before it's completed because it's a lot. But when I'm done, it'll be like literally you could purchase it and hire some virtual assistants, and there's going to be even training on how to hire properly, and then also hire a team leader or project manager and really just scale from there very, very quickly. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to like have a done for you training system where you just hire somebody and plug them into the system. When they come out of the other side of the training, they'll be able to build sites, and you'll even have a project manager in place, the ability to have a project manager in place to be able to manage the teams. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. All right, guys. I'm only seeing one question, and it looks like I'll go ahead and answer that question, and then we're going to wrap it up because I've got more work to do. Bradley, let's see. Paul A says, Bradley, saw that you used Express Indexer as part of the final steps. How is that used, and what are the results? Excuse me. Okay, so, well, what I'm doing, and to be honest with you, it's not the best thing to do, but I'm using XYZ domains right now, and they take forever to index. Naturally, if you just use the promote button for some reason. I'm waiting to hear back from Don about some stuff that he's been working on for indexing. I'm not going to reveal too much because I don't even know much about it. All I know is that Don's been working on something for indexing, and Brian told me it was working really well, but he still hasn't shared it with me yet. I've been bugging him for him to share it with me. But with Express Indexer, yeah, we what we do is at the end of the build, I have my builders go generate all the sitemaps, which are going to be the post sitemaps and then the tag sitemaps. And then they copy the URLs out of the sitemaps, the pages that have all the links, and then paste them into an Excel spreadsheet, and then copy that first column, which will be all the URLs, which are, you know, like 35,000 URLs or whatever. And then they paste that list of URLs into a text document and save it into a folder. And then the Express Indexer has a desktop link submission app. It's just a little software program that's very, very simple. And all you do is open it up, and then you just select the text file that you want to submit, and then click go. And it will actually upload or send all those links to the indexer. So that's what we've been doing. The only problem is, number one, we've now have I think we're now at 8 million links per month is our package from Express Indexer, and we're still running out of credits before the end of the month. I probably need to up it to 10 million credits, number one. But number two is, what we've found out is I was using just one dedicated server at first, and now we're building so many sites that if we send just 2 days worth of sites to the indexer from on one server, then if 2 days worth of sites from one server to the indexer, then it actually literally crashes the server. In other words, so many bots the spiders come to crawl those pages that the server ends up crashing, and all the sites on the server time out. And I've had to, I've contacted Costas about it, and he basically was saying that, there's just too many bots, the too many sites trying to index. And Express Indexer, when you're on a lower scale, it wasn't causing that problem. But now that we're building so many sites, it is. So what we've had to do is I've had to buy additional servers. And then what we do is we cycle through our builds. So like each project that we build is on average between 20 to 30 sites. So each campaign that we build out is between 20 to 30 sites. And so like if on day one, let's say Monday, they'll build on server 1. On Tuesday, they'll build on server 2. On Wednesday, they'll build on server 3. And then right now I've only got 3 servers. So then back on Thursday, it goes back to server 1, and on Friday back to server 2, Monday server 3, Tuesday server 1, and just cycles through like that. That way, the sites aren't being indexed like more than just 20 or 30 sites at a time, if that makes sense. So that's I'm only using Express Indexer because the XYZ domains take forever to index. When I was using just like .orgs, .coms, .nets, I didn't need that. I could get away with just using the promote button, and they would index fairly quickly. But right now, that's just too slow with XYZs. I'm trying to get the sites to produce results faster, so I'm using the indexer. But like I said, if you're going to be submitting a bunch of sites at once on one server, it's going to cause server issues. So if you're going to be doing a lot of site building, I recommend that you get multiple servers and then cycle through the servers. So that's what we're doing. I've got 3 servers in my account, and then I'm also doing some building. My team is doing some building for Brian, and he's got 4 servers in his account. So we're just cycling through servers. If that makes sense. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. It looks like no other questions. So I'm going to wrap it up and get back to work and continue developing this training, and we'll see you guys next week. If you have any questions, make sure you post them on the events page early, because that's better. Even if you can't attend this actual webinar, if you post your questions early or before the event, you can always get the answers on the replay. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Thanks.